Hey guys and gals, welcome to another Sunday afternoon chat. You know, it's a hot Sunday afternoon here in Oklahoma, so I thought I'd take a little walk in the woods. You know, I've got to where I end up doing a lot of these things on a tripod, and I'm a one-man camera show, no doubt about that. I do a lot of this stuff by myself, and the Sunday afternoon chats are unedited. They're just simply put up the way we throw them out there. And I appreciate y'all listening to them, watching them. I really appreciate that a lot. By the way, we got a lot of cool merchandise up on Jimmy Houston Outdoors, jimmyhouston.com. jimmyhouston.com, I think's what it is. Might be jimmyhoustonoutdoors.com. I'm not real sure. I should know that, shouldn't I? I should know something like that. But anyway, we've got a lot of cool things up there. The Mimic Imitator is ready for sale right now. They're actually shipping more of those out of Lucky Strike than any other lure they're selling through. You can get that through luckystrike.com. luckystrike.com, jimmyhouston.com. Either one of those, you can order those baits. But we are actually supposed to have, tomorrow afternoon, Monday, perhaps 100 degrees here in southern Oklahoma. Now, the first day of fall is Wednesday, and right on time, God is always right on time, isn't he? Never early, never late, as the song says. He's always right on time. But, you know, we are... We are going to have a cool front come in here, and in places in Oklahoma, it's going to be in the 40s in the next day or two. In the 40s, you know, and I think that's maybe the first day of fall, what it's going to be like that. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? What a God we serve. What a God we serve that allows for things like that. But we got the possibility of getting to 100 degrees tomorrow. I'm going to be fishing tomorrow afternoon. I've got a lot of work. I'm going to get up early in the morning and get after it and do a lot of work before my buddies get here. I got friends coming this week. Chris is at Sherry's, and Chris got to go to church today. I'm telling you, that is so fantastic. That is just amazing, you know. And I talked to her earlier this morning, and I asked Sherry, I said, is she pretty? And she said, oh, she's so pretty. Her hair looks so good. And it's just, my heart just overflows just to hear that, think about it. And I can visualize her. I can see her in my mind. You know, she got to hold our baby granddaughter, her new baby granddaughter this week. And I got to see a picture of that. And golly, it was just fantastic. And she was just holding that little baby and looking at her. And you could just see that she's just overwhelmed with love, just overwhelmed with it. And she doesn't have that big, pretty smile back yet. But it's coming. It's coming. She's getting that smile back. It's better. It's better than it was. I mean, it's getting better. Her talk is getting better every single day. But let me tell you what happened to her this week in rehab. In rehab in Tulsa. You know, I carried her over there. And Monday and Wednesday, and then Sherry picked her up Wednesday, and I've been here by myself for the last 3 or 4 days. And I got friends coming though tomorrow. Dennis Hamill and his son Mark's coming. Larry Sissel's going to come down from Tulsa, so we're going to have 3 guys here, and I'm going to cook Chris's world famous pot roast in the crock pot. I've got a pot roast. I got potatoes and carrots and an onion, and Chris doesn't put an onion in there, and I don't think I will either. Sherry puts an onion in. But and mushroom soup, 2 or 3 big cans of mushroom soup, and I'm going to do that tomorrow morning, so I'll have great dinner for all my buddies tomorrow evening. They're going to get here sometime tomorrow afternoon, and we'll go out and fish in the evening and probably fish all day Tuesday. But back to the rehab deal. Chris actually walked 60 feet with no assistance in moving her legs. Now, they still had the belt on her, and she still had assistance for balance because she can stand up and balance just fine. But taking steps and walking, again, keep in mind, it's like a little baby learning how to walk. You know, they can stand up and they teeter and totter, and pretty soon they can stand up and not fall. And the reason we learn how to walk when we're that age is we're close to the ground. And so we don't have far to fall. Chris has got a long way to fall, and she's afraid of falling. And she should be afraid of falling. Now, there's no doubt about that. But here's the deal. She was moving her right leg on her own. They was not moving her right leg. They were simply assisting her in balance. And the rails or whatever they call them, they walk down 40 feet long. She walked 40 feet and turned around and walked 25 feet back. Until she just got too tired, she couldn't go any further. But it's just that, but that doesn't sound like much, 60 feet. You know, I walked several hundred yards just while I've been talking to y'all this morning. And, but she walks 60 feet, and it's just fantastic. The right leg is moving. It's, you know, she had the trouble with it stiffening out, and that she's beginning to control that a whole lot more. She can bend her legs when she sits in her chair, and that's fantastic. And it's just amazing. And let me tell you something else. We have a friend, just a catch of the day, and a Jimmy Houston Outdoors YouTube friend, Linda Peterson. Linda's gone through a stroke and has fought recovery and has recovered really, really well. Linda Peterson sent Chris a stand-up walker, and I haven't seen it other than a picture of it, a stand-up walker, and Chris sent it over to Cookson, and Sherry put it together for Chris this week, and she hasn't used it yet, but now, that's amazing. That's amazing. And Linda comments every day, every single day. I comment back to her a lot. Chris has talked to Linda on the telephone. I've talked to Linda on the telephone. But isn't it amazing? I mean, that's how much love there is in this world. I don't have any idea what they cost or anything. It doesn't matter. The cost is kind of important. What is important is the love and the thoughtfulness that Linda Peterson had to take money out of her pocket, money that she could buy herself something with or use for her own living every day. And she's not a wealthy lady. I mean, I'm pretty sure of that. I don't know for a fact, but I know she just doesn't have money to throw away. Most of us don't. And so, but money that she could have used for something for herself. I'm sure she's got things that she'd like to buy for herself. But she bought that walker for Chris. And I can't wait. I can't wait for Chris to get in it, to start using it and walking with it, because she's getting there. I mean, she is getting there. And it's not going to be too awful long until Chris is walking, and her talking is getting better every single day. I talk to her on the phone. The last 3 or 4 days I've been lonely here at the ranch, and I'm anxious for my buddies to come in. I didn't get to go fishing, but I'm anxious to get Chris back down here too, and it won't be very long till that happens. Congratulations to half of the football teams in the nation that won yesterday. Congratulations to Oklahoma Sooners for sure. You know, golly, what a great game we had with Nebraska. How great it was. You know, they were our probably our number 2 competitor for years. Texas will probably always be number 1. Doesn't matter who we play. Texas will probably be our number 1 rival, you might say. But Nebraska was pretty doggone close when we had the Big 8 and the Big 12. We actually played Nebraska when they left the Big 12 and went to the Southeast Conference. We actually played Nebraska the final game that they played in the Big 12, the Big 12 championship. It was a great game. We were trailing in that game and rallied to win it and won the Big 12 championship, and sent Nebraska out as a loser in the Big 12 championship game. And to play them again, this weekend was just special. They played an incredibly great game. And I think Nebraska is pretty close to being back. The year will prove. You know, they've lost a game. They're actually lost 2 games now. They're 1-2, but they had lost a game, but they played Oklahoma so well. I mean, so well. They just played a great game. Their quarterback, who somebody told me he couldn't hit a wide open receiver, let me tell you, he could hit a receiver when they were blanketing him. I mean, he really played a fantastic game. He probably outplayed our Heisman Trophy candidate receiver, to be honest with you. And but it was just absolutely a fantastic football game. Congratulations to Oklahoma. It's really kind of special to me because I just fished the day before with Oklahoma's baseball coach. That's right, Skip Johnson. Skip loves to hunt and fish. He killed him a giant deer down in Texas last week. I mean, a huge deer. But he loves to fish. He's a very good fisherman. We caught 67 fish. It's the first day I've got to fish since August the 3rd. August the 3rd. We've been involved in doing all the work involved in the company and with our sponsors, and of course taking care of Chris and fighting through all of this stuff with the stroke. But it's just been such a remarkable deal to get to go fishing. I'm going forward fishing the next 2 or 3 days. I'll get to fish some Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and so looking really forward to that. I got a trip planned to fish with Toby Keith here sometime pretty quickly over on Grand Lake. Going to got some other people we're going to be fishing with also. So we've got some fishing days planned for this fall. We still have some television shows to shoot. We've got some great news about the television show, which I can't tell you yet, but about a great network that we'll be joining again next year, beginning in January. So Jimmy Houston Outdoors is going to be on another great network, and some of y'all might be able to figure that out, but I haven't finalized the deal yet, but it's very, very close. And we're shooting shows for next year's television shows. You have seen a preview of a lot of next year's television shows because we've shown them right here on YouTube and on Facebook. So we appreciate that. We do now have a Twitter and an Instagram account, and there's another one in there. I don't know. There's another one anyway besides Facebook and YouTube. Twitter and Instagram. I guess Twitter and Instagram is the two we have. But I think we have about 25,000 people there. Those of you that have the FishBrain app, we've got about 200,000. We got about 200,000 subscribers on our FishBrain page, or followers. I guess they call them followers on FishBrain. Everybody calls it a little bit different. I just call them friends. They're friends. But we have about 200,000 on FishBrain. We've got on our new, I guess it's an Instagram account. On our new Instagram account, I think we've got about 25,000 on that already. So those of you that are involved in Instagram, you can go over there and kind of catch up on a little bit. We are in the process, and we're getting closer every day, of putting out a newsletter, probably once a month, maybe a little more frequently than that. We just don't really know. We're going to have to get involved in it and see exactly what we do. But we'll be putting out an email newsletter, and it's going to be kind of nice. It's going to be pretty professionally done. And my grandson Kyle, who works for us, he's the daddy of that beautiful little Dakota, that beautiful little girl, and the daddy of Tater and Pickle. And I have figured out exactly what Dakota is. I'm going to let Tater and Pickle help me figure out a name for her. But she can't be just Dakota, although that's a cool name, isn't it? That is a very, very cool name for a little girl. But she's a beautiful little girl, too. She's absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. But anyway, the email newsletter that we put out will have all kinds of information in there about what's going on, and this is kind of a cool deal. We may have some specials in there on some things that you can order and buy and get a discount on because you're a special friend. We need your email address in order to do that. Text your email address to our pecan phone number. Our pecan phone is 580-618-7260. 580-618-7260. Text it. Don't call. Nobody's going to answer that phone yet. That pecan phone will be manned beginning October 1. You'll be able to start ordering pecans. I went around, looked at some of the pecans this week. We're going to have a pretty good crop. I'm going to say about a mediocre crop. Not great, not bad. We've got a lot of trees that are loaded. We got a lot of trees that really have nothing on them. They're just pretty much not, some trees are just not going to be worth shaking. But we've got close to 1,000 trees, so we got plenty of pecans. We'll be able to sell a few tons of pecans to the processor, and we'll be able to obviously ship a lot of pecans out. We'll probably start shipping the end of October, early November. Probably be November the way it's looking, as dry as it's been and everything. The trees have got a long way to go. The nuts they're probably about halfway out to their maximum size right now. So, but anyway, you'll be able to order those pecans through jimmyhouston.com, or you'll be able to order them on that pecan phone number. And on jimmyhouston.com, you can go in there and look at them and see and pick out what you want. And when you call on that pecan phone number, you'll be able to get through quickly and get your order in quickly. So we're going to have a pretty good pecan crop. And I promise you, they'll be the best tasting pecans that you've ever eaten. They're going to be absolutely, absolutely fantastic. I promise you, absolutely fantastic. Fishing with Skip Johnson this week. We caught a lot of bass, had a great time. We fished for a long time and didn't catch many. And then we finally found a school of fish located on the edge of a ledge that came out and formed a point. The perfect place to be looking this time of the year for the fish. And once we found that school of fish, we whacked them. I mean, we whacked them. We located them on crankbaits, American Original Deep Smoothie crankbait, and a Mimic Impersonator. And I was using the Mimic Impersonator. Skip was using the American Original. That's how we located the fish. Once we found them, we put on an 8-inch curly tail Lucky Strike worm, Texas rig, and begin to whack them pretty good. So, guys and girls, I'm going to wrap this thing up. It's really, really, really getting hot out here. It's getting warmer by the minute. But we've got a great week planned this week. I've got friends coming in, going to be fishing for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I got a big appearance down in Itasca, Texas this next week. Those of you that are anywhere around Itasca, Itaska, down around Stephenville, Comanche, back this side of there. Itasca, Texas. The Ford dealership down there. We'll be doing an open house with a Ford dealership, and we'll be having, I think, hot dogs and hamburgers. He's got some goodie bags of Lucky Strike lures, a nice little goodie bag of Lucky Strike lures for the local high school tournament fishermen. That is a grand opening for the Ford dealership there in Itasca. And I'll be having my boat. I'll bring my boat down there. I think all of the high school kids are going to bring their boats in there. And I think that's going to be about 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning up until about 2. And I think they'll have hot dogs or hamburgers or something there too. I think they're going to feed you. Don't take me to the bank on that. I'm not sure positively, but I hope they give me a hot dog or something. That's kind of what I'm looking forward to. But I'll be in Itasca, Texas next Saturday. So if you're anywhere around close by, come by the Ford dealership there and visit with me and visit with the kids. They sponsor a local girl there in the high school fishing tournaments. The high school fishing tournaments are just absolutely turned into a huge deal. I'm working with my buddy Dale Morrell right now. Dale is trying to develop varsity archery. And I'm talking about varsity archery as a letter sport, where you get a letter in it just like you do football and baseball. Morrell archery targets, those of you that are bow hunting, nearly every one of you shoot a Morrell target, far and away the best targets in the country, and without a doubt the most popular targets in the country. So we got a great week planned this next week. Going to get to fish 3 days. Going to get to go down to Itasca, Texas, and visit with a bunch of high school bass fishermen, as well as adult bass fishermen. You don't have to be a high school bass fisherman to come and be there that day, because it's going to be a great day at the Ford dealership, a brand new open house for the Ford dealership there in Itasca, Texas. So we'll see you there this Saturday. Good luck to all the football teams next week. Oklahoma's got a game, I believe, against West Virginia. And West Virginia has really, really played well this year. West Virginia, I think, is undefeated. They'll probably be rated when the ratings come out tomorrow. They beat a ranked team this week, beat Virginia Tech, I believe, which was 21 or something like that. And so it's going to be another great football Saturday this coming Saturday. So, guys and girls, go out there and have you a great one this week. And remember, I sure do love you.